Hey, me and Matt here. Beside me, Killer Kyle. Welcome to Wheels of Fury. Hey, me and Matt here, and this is Killer Kyle, and welcome to Wheels of Fury. Alright, and today we're gonna talk about. I had suggested for myself, anyways. I put down 11 restaurants, so I'm not sure how many Kyle's has, but we'll play it by ear, I guess.
Yep.
Now, both of us are foodies, as you could tell by our chiseled physiques. So, yeah. No, there's a lot of great restaurants that we've been to. When I was in the 8th grade, I did a thing for my yearbook. Each of us in the committee had to do something for the yearbook. I chose to do my top 10 restaurants and put a star, how many stars I thought it was, and shit like that. So
Yeah.
I thought it was a good idea to do this.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, we've already done top TV shows, top movies, top musicians and bands. I think that was about it.
Yeah, movies, TV shows, bands, music. Yeah. And with the restaurants we talk about, if there's a restaurant that you want us to know about or talk about, whatever, comment it down below and we'll maybe try it if we can, if it's in our area, or
It's funny, some restaurants are in Canada, like strictly just only in Canada, but you'll find that we mostly get American chains.
Yeah.
Which I think is sad, because there's a lot of American chains that I wish we can get.
Yeah.
I think Alberta has a lot more, though. I know they have an IHOP and an Olive Garden.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, so.
Like, there's a few restaurants that are in America that it's like, oh, it'd be nice to be able to try that, but you'd have to go to, like, California or something like that to be able to go to these restaurants. Now, there are a lot of restaurants in America that are also here in Canada, but there's a good number of them where it's like, oh, that's interesting, that it's a new place never heard of before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do get entrees from, like, for example, 2 years ago, we got Chili's entrees, and that's really good because it tasted actually like homemade instead of a frozen meal. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool, and then other stuff like that. So yeah, let's fucking get to it. The first restaurant that I chose actually is a Canadian chain, and well, there's some in the Midwest, but nonetheless, Swiss Chalet.
Nice.
Now, obviously, there's a lot of elderly that really enjoy this place, but I've kind of liked it, and it's a chicken restaurant, so it's rotisserie style chicken, and they have soup which I did enjoy as a kid.
Right.
Like the broth, I guess. And then they have buns. And like nowadays, like they started in the late 90s with like garlic bread and burgers and just other varieties and ribs and shit like that. So
Yeah, they even have rotisserie beef.
oh yeah, they started doing that too.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
And I thought, yeah, you know what? That's pretty cool. And the beef is pretty good too. Like I'm not big on chicken, but their beef is good. And I mean, they have Kaisers, and of course they have really good fries.
Yeah.
But it is one of the few restaurants that when I go there, it reminds me of my childhood because we did go there quite a bit. I mean, we had a few locations that were very good and very comfortable to be in, and of course back then, and we'll probably talk about that more, it was the smoking and non-smoking sections.
Yeah.
But then I've stopped doing that for decades.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
Yeah, Swiss Chalet is a really good place. And, like, you know, if you like chicken, you get the rotisserie chicken, or beef, or several other things. And they got really wide variety of options for their menus, which is really good.
mm,
Yeah, I like Swiss Chalet. I don't get it very much anymore. Used to get it quite regularly, but one thing I would get quite regularly from Swiss Chalet was their ribs. Their ribs are actually pretty good. And then, of course, their rotisserie chicken, and then their beef
yep,
is quite good.
yeah.
So, if you're a chicken person or a beef person, or anything in between, you got options.
Yeah, for sure.
So, my first pick is a place that both Matt and I have ordered from quite a few times. They've got really good food. I would say some of the best burgers in town. And it would be nice if the place is accessible, but nevertheless ordered from there quite a few times and actually had it here at Reggie's.
Yeah. That's a Peterborough chain right here. And it was on the episode of You Gotta Eat Here with John Catucci.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, you can get whatever you want on a burger. You know, they got selections and they give you a paper and you just click on whatever you want. And
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool to do that. And I don't know if a lot of other places actually do that. I mean, I'm sure they do, but their burgers are quite good.
Yes.
And I believe there's 2 Reggie's here in Peterborough.
Yes.
I thought there was anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah. So this one is we've actually ordered from there recently,
Yes.
and I went there a few times off and on as a kid. But Pizza Hut,
Uh-huh.
and I think what we ordered was kind of cheap because we ordered the stuffed crust, and obviously that's good. But also, there was a lot of crust in our pizza, which kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
Now, I find that it's a bit more pricey than most other restaurants
Yeah.
or pizza joints, but it is good.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, for me, I'm allergic to nuts, so with anything, even with Chalet and any other restaurants that have desserts, because I'm a chocolateholic and
Yeah.
can't have most of them because they're fucking got nuts in them.
Yep.
You know, can't really control that, but fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
So I end up just eating savory food, not getting any sweet food.
Yeah.
I guess. So
Yeah, that's the one downfall, if you will, of being a chocoholic, if you will, is there generally is chocolate desserts that contain nuts,
yeah,
which is a bummer, but you can't really help that. And Pizza Hut, they've always got deals on. You can get their triple treat box, which is like 2 pizzas and then breadsticks and brownies or cookies or whatever for dessert. And it's like, wow.
yeah. They even have the giant cookie,
Yes.
and I'm
yes.
like, really? It's like I want to try it, but they don't recommend it just because of the nut situation, and
Yeah.
they don't know where it's been. Unfortunately, they don't make half the shit that they usually do with the pizza
Yeah.
and the pasta. So
Yeah.
I mean, they really have a nice Sunday bar, or yeah, well, they have a Sunday bar, but a nice lunch bar.
Yes.
So that's nice, you know.
Yeah, I've been to Pizza Hut a couple times, and they got different choices for pizzas, and then the pastas, and salads, and of course desserts. One thing I had from there a couple times that's actually really good is like, I would describe it as like an apple pie on a pizza.
Okay, yeah,
It's like it's a pizza crust, and then on top of it is like your basic run-of-the-mill apple pie filling.
yeah,
So and it's actually pretty good.
awesome.
Yeah, and their salads are actually pretty good too. So, my next place is a place that I've been into quite a few times. It's an old-timey place, you could say, but like it's really nice inside. But it looks like what you would see maybe, I don't know, the 70s roughly. And Matt and I were lucky enough to order from there and have it delivered to us. And you want to talk about a really damn good poutine? Go to the Whistle Stop. They've got
Done.
amazing poutines. And it doesn't matter if it's lunchtime, dinner time, hell, if you go to the bar and you got a hanker for something afterwards, hit up Whistle Stop.
Well, that's true, but I don't know how many whistle stops are located in Canada.
True. It may be just like a Peterborough only location, but still really good. Like they have other options, but they're like number one go to are poutines. And if you're gonna have poutine on your menu, it better be a damn good poutine. And not only that, but you want to have a good poutine if you're going to have over 100 different varieties of poutine, you know? That's the one thing that I think really has intrigued a lot of people, is just so many options for poutines. I mean, poutine is fries, cheese curd. I'm sure a lot of people know that, and it's good. But then when you can expand out of that and, you know, do different things with it, put different things in it, put different things on it, then that'll really make it unique in its own way. And, you know, nothing wrong with a classic poutine, but you can go that extra mile, why not?
Yeah, no, the mac and cheese poutine is pretty delicious.
Yeah.
So this one was actually in Peterborough in yesteryear.
Yesteryear, yeah.
And I remember being a little kid, begging my parents to go every time we stopped by Peterborough for an appointment. I know that they're still located in the U.S., and there was a rumor that there's one in Toronto. There's definitely one in Alberta, but the Olive Garden.
Right.
And man, you talk about. I mean, I don't know if you want to call it Italian food or Italian American food. I don't know,
Yeah.
but just fucking delicious. I mean, you look at the fettuccine alfredo. Now, they probably changed the recipes through the years. I don't know what it's like in the States, but man, that was fucking good. And, they have ravioli and the never ending pasta bowls. The garlic bread was good. I mean, everything. You go in there and the atmosphere and the Italian music. Like, you go to certain Italian restaurants and they play 80s pop music or
Yeah.
something that whatever, but I find that this is more authentic.
Yeah.
Now, I believe that the Olive Garden closed in the early 2000s. I'm not quite sure about that.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
there's probably still one in Alberta, and I know I know that it's more or less an American chain.
Yeah.
So, and who knows, maybe there's some other way, but they recently brought a salad dressing to the Costco here, and once again, we talk about other restaurants contributing like entrees and salad dressings and shit like that.
Yeah.
I got me a couple of those.
Yes.
Need to make a salad, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's good. I mean, it's really garlicky too, and of course, I love my garlic. So
Yeah. For sure. I wish I had been able to go to the Olive Garden when I was in Peterborough. Never did though.
no.
Would have been nice. Anyway. Next up for me is a place that I went to only one time in its existence before they changed the name and made it a completely different restaurant. But when I was there, the food was amazing. The atmosphere was actually pretty good, and there was one unique thing about it that was really cool that I'll get into in a second. The restaurant was called The Works. It's now called the Breck House, which is just the opposite corner of where the Galaxy is. And you go in there and they have burgers and all this other stuff. The one cool thing about it was you ordered a drink. It doesn't matter like Coke, Pepsi, 7-Up.
Oh, really? They have both?
I don't remember if they have both, but just as an example, like Coke or 7-Up or root beer, whatever. But they gave it to you in one of those big glass measuring cups. And it's like, oh, that's cool, that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only was there once, but their food is actually really good. And just the fact that you get this measuring cup for your drink is like, well, I guess I know how much I'm drinking with this 2-cup measuring cup or whatever. I've never seen that before. It's just like it's a little thing, but it's just so neat. Just gives you a beverage in a glass measuring cup. So yeah.
Talk about fast food, I wasn't a fan of this when I was a kid, but I grew into it, and obviously they got some good food. They got good burgers. And it is a burger chain, obviously, and they say fresh, never frozen, but I don't know. I mean, some places lie like hell. But,
Yeah.
anyways, Wendy's.
Yes.
Now, I think my one gripe about Wendy's is they don't have a lot of desserts like McDonald's or
Yeah.
Burger King do, but
With Wendy's, your options basically are the Frosties.
yeah, unfortunately I didn't put Burger King on my list, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Wendy's has some good, like, once in a while items. Like, they'll have the mushroom bacon melt, and
Yeah.
they also have the Baconator, which is good for fat people. And that,
If you love bacon on your burgers, get a Baconator.
well, yeah, they have poutine, they have bacon poutine, and of course, Baconator. So
Yeah.
that's cool. And what else? Oh yeah, so salads, obviously,
Yes.
and all that kind of shit. It's good. I mean, it is a good place. I didn't really start getting a taste for that, I guess, until I was in my teens or a little bit older. But they did come to Coburg,
Right.
and so I started to eat that and really enjoyed it. It tastes more like meatloaf on a bun, but
Yeah.
I think other places in the States and Canada that probably taste different. They have it all over the world, actually.
Pretty much.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, Wendy's is a really good place to go. You want something that'll fill you up really good? Get either their Baconator or their double classic with fries and a drink. You're good to go.
yeah.
Or if you want to go the extra mile, you can get their triple classic. But for me, generally, the double's good. Next on my list is a place that my family and I would go to quite consistently. I would consider us regulars in that place because the food was just so good. It's a Chinese place, of course. The location that it used to be is now something else, but there's another location for it somewhere else in Peterborough. But anyways, I'm sure a lot of people will remember this place of Peterborough, at least maybe elsewhere. I don't know. Bamboo Gardens.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really good food.
Now, whereabouts is that?
Well, there's one on Lansdowne where the Legion is, like an empty bill or whatever, then the bamboo's next on the third spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not partial to Chinese food except for maybe wonton and General Chicken.
Right, yeah.
But I mean, I should try there. I mean, that would be a good idea for us to do that eventually when this whole shit dies down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, Peterborough has a lot of different restaurants that we have tried in the past, so Bamboo Gardens is something that would be interesting. Like I said, I'm not big on Chinese food as I am Japanese, but
Right, yeah.
it'll be interesting to try. I'm going to talk about another pizza joint that I really enjoy, and it's actually cheaper than Pizza Hut,
Surprisingly, yes.
and depending on where you live, it's fast.
Yes.
But pizza.
Little Caesars.
Little Caesars. Yeah. And I grew up on that too. We had
Yes.
one in Coburg where I'm from. And it was cool. It was nice to get, like, they also have stuffed crust pizza. Surprise, it's a lot better than
Yeah.
Pizza Hut. But they also have breadsticks and crazy bread, stuffed crazy bread and crazy bread. Oh my god. And wings, and they don't have a whole lot of desserts, but They have cinnamon sticks, which I don't really care for.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's one of those, not a restaurant, but a takeout place, and of course, I guess a sit-down place if you want.
Yeah.
It's nothing like Pizza Hut where it is a restaurant, but it's still very good pizza, and I wish they had pasta, actually. That would have been cool.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I mean, pasta would be nice, but... or calzones, but, I mean, they just have pizza, wings, and breadsticks.
Basically.
So, yeah, but Little Caesars is still one of my favorites anyways.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You want a really good pizza that's cheap? Get Little Caesars.
Yeah.
I mean, pizza and breadsticks is like $15.
Mm-hmm.
So, really good deal. My next place is a place I've been to a couple times with my dad. They've got really good food. They've got a really good selection of, like, breakfast options and some other things. And you go in there, and it's like a throwback to, I'd say, like maybe the 50s. They got a jukebox in the corner, and they got on the walls, there's like records and old cars and pictures of Elvis and pictures of like Dean Martin, if you're familiar with who Dean Martin is.
Marilyn Monroe.
It's called Wimpy's Diner.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's a quick story, because my dad and I used to go there every Saturday morning. There was a picture of one of the chefs and Jim Belushi. I guess Jim Belushi drove by because he was going to Kingston. I guess because Dan Aykroyd's there.
Right.
And I guess his manager or whoever was with him saw the Wimpy's sign, and of course Wimpy's is an American chain as well, so they dropped in. Of course, this was actually on my birthday, and that was the only time I weren't there.
Yeah, exactly.
But Wimpy's is great because you can have breakfast anytime, you can have dinner anytime, you can have lunch anytime.
Oh yeah.
The coffee is fucking fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I love going there and seeing the specials on the board and just buying that, But the place that we went to, I think I tried everything on the menu.
Yeah. Like I said, I've only been there a few times and had a couple of their breakfast options, and it's really, really good. And, like, not only do they have a jukebox in the corner, in one corner of the restaurant, I think it works, I'm not 100% sure, but they also have, like, one of those old school popcorn machines, where, like, it sounds like you can move it around and all this other stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's a great place too, and then, like I said, I enjoy their omelets. Their burgers are, well, you can get a 6 ounce and 8 ounce. Like, they're fucking huge.
Yeah.
You have to take it home and probably eat it for a couple days at least.
Yeah, exactly right.
But yeah, I definitely miss going there. That's something that we could do. Oh wait, that's on the other side, isn't it?
What it's where their place is called Party City. I think it used to be Blockbuster. Outland's down there.
Okay, yeah. So quite far. So let's talk about the king of all fast food joints. It started in 1968. Yeah, 1968. And one of my favorites as a kid. I'm not much into it now, just because I'm trying to be more health conscious.
Yeah,
I can say that with a straight face.
More health conscious, yeah, okay.
McDonald's.
Yes.
The Golden Arches. And you know, it's one of those things where it started off as basically like a drive-in. There wasn't really much of a restaurant. It was waitresses would have skates on and they deliver your food to you in your car.
Oh, yeah.
And it turned into basically a restaurant. I remember going when I was a kid, and it was like, I wouldn't say, maybe it was a restaurant, it was a bit smaller. And now that they designed it differently, it looks more like a restaurant. Well, actually, it looks more crowded.
Yeah.
What I don't like is that they put a fucking playground in the restaurant, and it looks like I'm going to the zoo.
Yeah, really.
I keep saying I need to put a sign, please don't feed the children.
Yeah.
But, no, it's good. I mean, I love quarter pounder with cheeses, and Big Macs are good. I don't like pickles. I hate pickles, so there is no pickles on that. And of course, they get odd things on the menu as well sometimes. Like they had the Angus burger. Well, I mean, that's popular.
Right, yeah.
And then a few years ago, they started making it a McCafe, a coffee, tea, latte, mochas, espresso. So, I mean, I keep making a joke that McDonald's turned into Tim Hortons and Tim Hortons turned into McDonald's. Or hell, even if you're in the States, Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, really.
And so, it's still a pretty good restaurant, but I try not to think about going there all the time anymore.
Yeah. Big Mac filet fish, a quarter pounder French fries, as you Coke, shake, sundaes, and apple pie. They rented a McDonald's menu.
Yep.
It's crazy. My dad told me that one, God, a long time ago, and I still remember it.
Yeah.